First, I want to thank Ars Electronica, the whole team, for inviting me here and for having this gallery space since last year. For me, it's a sign of the time that a festival like Ars Electronica is targeting the art market right now, because it was not obvious at first, especially here. It's not well known for art fair and art collector, and so I guess for me it's one sign very important, because before we speak about new media art, it was only displayed in festival, and all festival directors have been playing a huge role in distributing media art worldwide. So I'm just gonna focus today on the online art market, because I think it's one point that has not been yet described by our precedent speakers. Very quickly, I'm an entrepreneur for 20 years. As it has been said, I began with a non-profit association called MCD with Ada Fizir, who is here and who co-founded Art Jaws with me. We have been publishing MCD magazine. It was a printed magazine for 13 years, and we have wrote a lot about people speaking here, about Bitform, about Ars Electronica. Every year we were sending journalists to do like some feedbacks on the main festival and media art around the world. So MCD will be available online. We will publish all MCD archive at the end of September. So please look at the new website at the end of September, and you will find all our topics. Of course, we followed the evolution of technology. So every 3 months, we published a special issue with guest invited editor, like Annick Bureau, who was mentioned yesterday with Leonardo. One of the last MCD issue was about art and science, but also we published a lot about like the climate change and artists, about like drone and art, about so it gave me a very interesting panorama, international panorama of what were and are still the main artists and institutions and festivals who speak about new media arts. The second media I've launched, it's online media. I've launched it 4 years ago with a team again of professional journalists touring the world. It's called Makery, and for me it's very related to Art Jaws, because the Fab Lab, Hackerspace, Bio Hackerspace are the new atelier d'artists around the world, because artists go there to find machines that they cannot access in their own atelier, not only 3D printed machine, but also laser cutting machine, brainwave, Hamlet, now of course artificial intelligence. In those labs, you will find a lot of art lab now around the world, because that's the new production space for media artists right now. So the map of Makery, you will find more than 1,000 labs referenced on our map. And for artists, it's a very interesting tool to know if you work with glass, if you work with wood, if you will find a specialized lab for each practice around the world. I've launched Art Jaws with Ada Fizir 2 years ago, because we were looking online where to find new media art. And there is a lot of online art platform, but no really artists that we wanted to represent. We could find some video art, we could find some like digital photography, but nowhere we could find really the pioneers and the artists that we wanted to represent. So Art Jaws was born on that reality that there were no place to find proper and only media artists online. So Art Jaws is only focusing on art and technology. We are now invited inviting guest curator to choose and select artwork for us, but we have also our selection committee, so it's a very curated platform and marketplace. We work directly with the artists, but we work with artists and their galleries. The idea is to represent artists, whether emergent, whether well-known, whether if they have agent or gallery, whether if they have not. So it's really to represent the larger scale of new media art. Of course, we are not focused on one media like screen-based, or we can sell oil painting with video projection, we can sell digital photography, we can sell installation. Of course, we can sell also time-based and video arts, but the idea is really to represent the diversity and the quality of what is media art right now. And as Steve said before, it's not all about technology. It's really all about arts. We have more than 700 artwork on our JAWS right now, and we try to go to the art fair to represent artists, even if it's on the off of Art Basel, of Basel Hong Kong, of Basel Miami. We think that's the place to meet the art collector and to begin for them to know about what, of course, Ars Electronica is speaking about for years, but for art collector is still a new movement in contemporary art. So we are not afraid about the ghetto part of being exclusively dedicated to art and technology, because still we need to explain that there is a strong movement, a strong identity of those artists, and also it's a new way to see our society and the world we are living on. So that's why we are not afraid about the idea of being a ghetto. I think the ghetto will be the next big thing happening in the art market. So that's my very optimistic view of the evolution of the art market. Of course, it's difficult to evaluate new media art specifically for emerging artists, because usually in the art market you take the production cost and you multiply by 3. But in new media art, very often, and especially in large-scale installation, it's difficult to follow the model of the traditional art market. So our experts in art JAWS are also talking a lot with artists, talking a lot also about preservation and conservation, as it was said before. For us, the expertise is to bring to the art collector all the from the art, buying the artwork, insuring the artwork, but also preserving the artwork. So that's one topic that is very important for us. Of course, we look at the ZKM for a very long time, and we look at how people in the museum, there is only a few museums that acquire this type of artwork, but how they preserve and conserve, that is very interesting to see the quick evolution of practices in conservation of media arts. Art JAWS, of course, it's an online marketplace, but we are also offline, and we have been producing for 4 years in Paris the only art fair dedicated to new media art called Variation Media Art Fair. The last edition was produced by Art JAWS, the 3 previous editions was produced by Art2M, and every year we had more than 100 artwork, more than 40 international artists in the center of Paris during La FIAC. It's true that compared to what have been said to the Madrid fair, in La FIAC there is only very, very, very few artwork that we can call media art. There is video, art video, like Bill Viola, of course. You will find him in La FIAC, but there is very few. So we need still to be part of those fairs and to bring those artists where the art collectors are going. That is also the first year we are here in the gallery space of Ars Electronica. We have invited one of our guest curators in art shows, Dun Choi. Probably the people who come in Ars Electronica often knows about Dun Choi. She's a Korean art curator. She's living in New York. She has been producing a lot of events around the world. The next one will be in Dallas. It's called Aurora, and you will see what Dun will exhibit there. She has chosen Korean artists and one Japanese duo for this gallery space in Ars Electronica. Our art shows team will welcome all of you for a special visit and explanation. There is a Team Void with a beautiful robotic installation. There is Kim Jun, Mina Young. Please come over in the gallery space and we will welcome you. We were supported by the Korean institution to bring those artwork to Linz. So I wanted to thank them, to thank the Fund for Korean Art Abroad, the Ministry of Culture of Korea, and Korea Arts Management Service, who allowed us to bring those artwork in Linz. Of course, it's more expensive than bringing like a time-based installation, but for us, we need to show that we are not selling only art screen-based installation. We publish also on Art Joe's magazine. It's more a news magazine. It's to show that now the art market with new media art is evolving around the world. So take a look about that. And we organize for art collector and journalists what we call some tech art tour. We did the last one in New York. And we bring them to like the Columbia Biolab meeting with Tal Danino, that is one artist represented in Art Joe's, working on bio art, very interesting tech art tour. We bring them in lab, we bring them in New York. It was in New Ink and New Museum, one of the places like really interesting as a residency for artists inside the museum. So Art Joe's is online, but Art Joe's is developing also offline. We have an office in New York, in Paris, and in Hong Kong, and we will target the Asian art market very soon with another side of our Art Joe's platform. I want to give a quick overview of the online art markets. Today, it's about $3 billion, but you're going to see it's increasing so fast that in 2020, it will be about $10 billion. So it's a moving market, and everybody is looking who will disrupt this market. Art Joe's will not have this pretension, but we are the first comer to speak about new media art. You will see that new media art on the sale are representing about 17% now on the online sale. And for us, it's a very interesting movement because it was only 14% in 2014. So in 2 years, it has really increased even more than the art market online. Chinese are really buying online. They buy even a lot on their mobile phone. That is also an evolution of the online art market. The usage of tablet and mobile phone to buy even artwork that costs more than $1 billion or $1 million. So it's an evolution you have to look at. There is a lot of platform selling art online, but I would say for new media arts, still not a few to discovered. What I want to say is the average price that we sell on Art Joe's is very high compared to the average price on the online art market. Usually it's under $1,000. For Art Joe's, since we have launched the platform, we sold more than 6-7 artwork over 20,000 euro. So I think people are coming to us also to find artwork and artists that are not yet on the online art market. And we were speaking about blockchain before. Of course, we will implement blockchain. We are thinking about cryptocurrency, but we are very cautious about this new way to buy artwork online. But still, we have a roadmap of innovation. The idea of Art Jaws is also to help artists and gallery to produce new artwork with crowd art funding, a new way to bring art collectors to follow an artist and to help to produce new artwork. We have been already producing, co-producing new artwork from Pascal Audressy, a French artist that you should look at because he's really on a rise. We will be an actor of not only distributing artwork but also co-producing artwork along with a gallery and with the institution. Our next event will be in Eindhoven, but also in La FIAC in Paris, in Art Basel, and our team is here in the gallery space in Ars Electronica, so please come and visit us. We'll be very happy to show more than what I've been showing here today. Thank you.